Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'll be answering all your student loan related questions. So I put out some student loan videos recently, and a lot of you had questions that so many other people had. So these are really popular questions, mostly about the challenges you guys are facing with the whole application process for these loan options that I mentioned on the channel. So today I'll be helping you walk through some of these issues and answering the most popular questions you guys had about taking out student loans. So let's get started. So one of the popular questions I got was about Quorum Federal Credit Union. So you guys know I've mentioned them a lot, and I also used them previously. I've mentioned Quorum a lot on this channel, and a lot of you tried them out based on my recommendations. So thank you guys. A lot of you tried to apply, but you had a lot of issues with Quorum. So you guys had a lot of questions about Quorum. So let's get into it. So the first one is how to start a loan application with Quorum. So here's the point. Like I mentioned in these videos, Quorum actually only sponsors a few programs. Maybe for grad programs, maybe 10. I'm not sure, you can verify, but they only sponsor very, very few programs, and they are US based. So if you are considering like schools outside of the United States, no, Quorum is not an option for you because I don't think they actually don't sponsor students outside of the US. So that is one thing. Another thing is Quorum only sponsors a few schools, like works with a few schools. Let me not use the word sponsor loosely, but they only work with a few schools. So if you're not applying to that very small group of schools they are working with, you can't get a Quorum loan. So that's another issue with Quorum. So now let's make the assumption that you are applying to one of the programs they sponsor. The first thing is you guys don't even know how to get the link to apply for a Quorum loan. So I think the first step is to find out if they work with your school or with your program. So I'll drop a link for both undergrad and grad school. So I'll drop two links. One will take you to the site where you can see all the undergrad programs that they sponsor or that they work with. And then the other link in the description box would show you a list of all the grad programs that they work with. So your first step for Quorum is to check that they actually work with your school, because if they don't work with your school, you can't even apply or you can't get the loan. So make sure you check that out. I will put the links in the description box. Another thing to note about Quorum is the easiest way for you to start a Quorum student loan application is to go through your school. So I mentioned earlier that Quorum works with a few schools in the US. So the easiest way for you to apply to their loan is to go through your school. So usually on your school's website, you see on their funding page for your school's website, you see something about apply to these loans, or these are some loan options. If Quorum sponsors your school, or if Quorum works with your school, you will see a link that takes you directly to a dedicated page for your school. An example, if you're applying to Columbia University for an MBA or for a master's in analytics, if Quorum works with your school or works with that program, on the Columbia website where you see masters in analytics, funding options, you see something about apply to loans or loan options for people taking this program or people applying to this program. You would see a link there that says apply to Quorum. That link is dedicated to Columbia, basically. So that's the easiest way for you to apply. But let's say you don't know how to work around that. I'll put a link in the description where you can check if your school is sponsored. And if your school is not sponsored, there's a part of there's somewhere on that page, on the landing page or on the page I'll share in the description box, where you can contact them and they reply. They are like really responsive. You can contact them and basically say, hey, I'm trying to apply, is my school sponsored? I just wanted to confirm, I didn't see it on the list. Is my school sponsored? Also, can you send me the link to apply? That's another thing you can do for Quorum. Yeah, I think all of that said, summary for Quorum is I'll drop links in the description box where you can check if your school is sponsored, both for undergrad and for grad school. So make sure you check those links, and there's a contact us form on those links where you can click and there's a contact box that appears, and you can basically fill in your information and ask the question you have, and they'll likely respond to you. That's how you can apply to Quorum Federal Credit Union. One more thing, for you to apply to Quorum Federal Credit Union for a loan, you must be a member, because it's a credit union. It's not really a bank, if you get my point. It's a credit union. Their rates are usually good, but hey, don't quote me, but I said it. But yeah, they're a credit union, and so you must be a member to take advantage of some of their benefits. And how do you become a member? You fill out an application, this loan process. Before you can even fill the loan application, they'll give you some membership form. Everything is online. But some of you had questions about that as well. You were trying to join or become a member on the Quorum Federal Credit Union site. I'll also drop their link in the description. But they were asking for information that was very US based, US specific. Things like social security number, your US address, things like that. And a lot of you watching don't even have a US address. So what you would do is, if Quorum works with your school, Quorum will give you dummy numbers to use, dummy addresses, dummy numbers to use. So all of these point to the fact that you need to first make sure Quorum sponsors your school, like Quorum works with your school. I hope you guys get this, but if you still have other questions about Quorum, just ask me in the description and I'll be at your service, okay? But point is, for all those things they ask you, all the information they need before you can become a member, if they work with your school, Quorum will provide all that information. They'll tell you the US address to use. They'll tell you what to use in place of a social security number. They'll give you everything. So you first need to make sure they work with your school. And I'll drop those links in the description box for you to check and confirm that they actually sponsor or they work with students going to the school or the program you're interested in. So another question you guys had was about Prodigy Finance, which I have mentioned so many times on this channel. So also I have a video on how to apply to Prodigy. You know, the application is free. So if you're an international student, make sure, and you're considering loans, definitely try out Prodigy. I have a link in the description that takes you straight to the application. So make sure you check that link in the description. But yeah, that said, some of you had questions about Prodigy, about proof of earnings for Prodigy. So someone asked about proof of earnings, that she or he, that they don't have a job, basically. And how do they show Prodigy some proof of earnings? So let's take a step back and talk about what proof of earnings are. So remember, a lot of these loan options for international students that I mentioned on this channel don't require a co-signer. So because they don't require a co-signer for international students, the way many of them work is to kind of assess or check the possibility of you paying back. And because you don't have a co-signer, they don't, and you're not putting down some sort of collateral. One way they do that, one way they assess, what am I doing? One way they assess if you can pay back the loan is to ask about your earnings, to kind of assess your earning potential, if you guys get what I'm saying. So the way they do that is they will ask you for how much you currently earn, what you've earned in the past, or if you have a job that you will be doing post graduation, basically. Now that's where the proof of earnings come into play. Basically, Prodigy will likely ask you, how much have you earned in the past 3 years, or in the past 5 years, or in the past 1 year, whatever it is. And then once you put in the numbers, I'm not sure about this, but I think they'll ask you for some sort of proof of your earnings. That's like your pay stub, or some sort of proof of earnings, or your contract, like your employment contract, something. Now the question is, what this person was asking is, I've never had a job, or maybe I've had a part-time job of some sort, but I don't have like a real full-time job that's very, high paying and everything. Will this affect my Prodigy application? My honest opinion is yes. I think it will, because that's how they assess like your potential, like your earning potential. Is this like my preferred? No. Do I agree with it? No. But like, this is how it works. It is what it is, if you get. So I think it will impact you, but hey, the application is free. You lose nothing by applying. Like, of course, you lose the time it takes to apply. I understand that time is money. But beyond that, you don't really lose much. You don't lose anything if you just apply. Now, how do you work around the earnings thing? You can put in what you earned as an intern. You can tell them you just graduated. Like, just put in as much information as you can that can maybe substitute for that whole earnings issue. So tell them you graduated during the pandemic. That's something. Tell them you've only done an internship and that's the only like post graduation work experience you have. Put that in. Like, put in as much information as you can, just so they have some confidence that you have a good like earning potential. Yes. Another thing I want to point out here is proof of savings is very different from proof of earnings. So at some point in that your Prodigy application, they will likely ask you for proof of savings. And here's how that comes into play. Now, if the cost of attending your program is $100,000 in 2 years, and you're applying for a loan of $40,000, Prodigy or any other loan company is going to ask you for proof of the balance $60,000. You get what I'm saying? Also, what Prodigy does is they'll say we can only sponsor you up to a maximum of maybe 80% of your total tuition. So if your total tuition is $100,000, Prodigy is basically saying you cannot apply for more than $80,000. Let's say you are applying to Prodigy for $80,000. They are going to ask you for a proof of savings of $20,000. Now, that proof of savings is different from the proof of earnings I already explained about you getting a job and all of that. I already explained that. But proof of savings of that $20,000, you must show some proof, either a bank statement or a statement from your investment account or brokerage account, all of that. Now, what if you don't have that money sitting in your account? I mean, when I was applying to school, I don't think I had $20,000 in cash sitting in my account. I don't think I had that. So what if you don't have that? What you can do is you can get a sponsor. So if you guys want to learn more about like getting a sponsor, how a sponsor can write you a letter of sponsorship to cover the remaining $20,000 you need for that application, just drop a comment in the comment section. I'll do a video explaining how that works. No, you don't need to have that money in your account. No, you don't need to have that money in your name. You can use your friends' bank statement. You can use your uncles, your aunties, your grandma, anyone. It can be anyone. They can write you a sponsorship letter saying, hey, I'm going to sponsor doing up to $20,000. And that's the documentation you need to complete your Prodigy application. If this all makes sense and you're feeling me, let me know in the comment section. But if you have more questions, if all of this is still confusing to you, just ask me in the comment section. But I hope this clarifies the difference between proof of earnings or some evidence of earnings and proof of savings, which is what you need for the balance, that the balance of basically your tuition less what you're applying to Prodigy for or what you're applying to that loan company for. So that said, just know that you don't need to have whatever balance sitting in your account. You can get a sponsor. Let me know if you need more information on how to get a sponsor, what that letter should look like. Listen, your girl has gone through this process, okay? So make sure you ask in the comment section and I'll try to respond. So next question you guys had, does Prodigy offer loans to undergrad applicants? Sadly, the answer is no. Prodigy only focuses on grad school. So if you're applying to master's, PhD, MBA, that's kind of what they focus on. As of now, they don't sponsor like undergrad students, so Prodigy is not really an option. But hey, if you are applying to an undergrad program, there are many other loan options. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video on that. Also, if you are thinking about student loans, but you have a co-signer of some sort or someone that could potentially co-sign your loan, there are benefits. And you should, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video on, for those of you that are applying to loans but have a co-signer or someone that could potentially co-sign your loan, or even if you're a citizen of these countries you're applying to, your options are very different. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do any video covering any of these topics. But hey, to the point, Prodigy does not offer loans to undergrad students as of right now, so you need to be applying to grad school if you're using Prodigy. But there are other options. Some of them I've mentioned on this channel, so make sure so yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's sad, but that's what it is right now. Another question I got is, can I apply to these loans from Nigeria or from my home country? You guys know I'm Nigerian, right? Yes, I'm Nigerian. So a lot of you ask if you can apply from Nigeria or from any other like home country where you're based right now. The answer is yes. Any of these options you can apply from your home country. That's how I did it. That's how everyone does it every year. I don't know, like someone commented about people saying you can't apply from Nigeria. That is a big lie, okay? That is a lie. You can absolutely apply from Nigeria, do all the application online, and you know everything is set before you even get to the country you're going to. So yes, you can apply from your home country, from anywhere in the world. If you're thinking about Prodigy, I think Prodigy works would only sponsor people from like 190 countries. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what it is, or 180 countries. So, but I did a whole video on Prodigy if you're interested in that. But your country of origin is likely one of those that Prodigy works with. So there's no problem there. You can apply from your home country. So that's it, guys. I hope you found today's video helpful. As always, if you have more questions about loans, applying to these loan options, make sure you drop those questions in the comment section. I respond, I try. So I'll reply and you can get the clarity you need to continue the loan application process. So if you like today's video, give this video a thumbs up right now, like click the like button, and also subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out the other loan videos. I'll link them in the description box, and also maybe link some up here or one up here so you can get the information you need. Don't forget to check out these videos so you don't make the common mistakes people make when they are taking out student loans. Hope you liked today's video. I'll see you in my next video.